Now at 9, a new Missouri law could protect your digital life in the afterlife. Plus,
the annual Boots, Badges, and Bandages blood drive is coming up in Joplin at a time when there's a critical need for blood donations. I'm Samantha Walker, and I'll have that story coming up.
And high beef prices, low cattle supply, and one local farmer trying to keep it all going.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Missourians will soon have a new digital option for estate planning. This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Dow Quick. Governor Mike Kehoe has signed legislation that allows electronic wills to be completely valid and treated like full-fledged wills of other sorts in the Show Me state. The wills can be signed and witnessed online. But as KOAM's Lonnie Walton reports, a lawyer from Modern Law in Joplin is not entirely in favor of the new law.
I guess I would leave back my car that I have. Not the greatest car, but it's a car.
Michael Dietz is from Carthage, and since he's a resident of the Show Me state, he will be allowed to plan his will digitally.
Thought about making one because I never know when I'm going to die.
Soon, under the new law, Dietz can sign a will in the comfort of his own home. Lawyer Jacob Adamson from Modern Business and Estate Planning Law says it will provide some benefits.
I think you'll start to see prices come down on this type of service. I think it'll be more affordable for rural Missourians, and it'll make the legal system more accessible for those people.
I guess for younger people like me, it'll probably be easier, but for older people like my grandpa, it would not be.
And this is what Adamson is worried about.
I do think it's very important for us to meet face-to-face with our clients, especially the elderly clients. I think it's important to establish that trust and to give them that reassurance that what they're doing is correct.
Adamson says it could hurt law firms in rural areas.
I think what you'll see is there will be a large influx of online-only law firms that will specifically offer this service.
For now, Dietz will keep trying to figure out what assets will go where.
My cash assets, but not very much, but...
Reporting in Joplin, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
That new law is set to go into effect on August 28th. There's still plenty of spots open for the KOAM-sponsored Boots, Badges, and Bandages blood drive with Joplin first responders. It's happening this Friday. It's your chance to help support those in need during a critical time of the year. KOAM Samantha Walker has details.
A friendly competition between Joplin Police, Fire, and EMS hopes to inspire the community to give back. As the first responders compete to have the most donations, the Boots, Badges, and Bandages blood drive helps support the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks.
It draws the need to what we need in the blood industry because we need blood coming in at all times. People are traveling and on vacations, so we need that blood coming in, but it also spotlights the amazing work that our first responders do each and every day. So it's a wonderful thing for both parties.
On average, the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks needs 200 pints of blood every day. High school and college blood drives account for nearly 50% of the blood center supply, so during the summer months, donations dip.
It's a challenging time, like the summertime, kind of in the same thing with wintertime. Those difference in people's schedules and activities and vacations and holidays.
And this blood drive is happening at a critical time for donations during the summer months when they see an increase in need.
We are learning in the industry, this is actually called like the 100 most dangerous days during the summer, but that totally makes sense. More travel, more vacations, accidents unfortunately still happen, and we've got to be prepared for that, as well as the cancer patients and the heart patients that are needing the units of blood and blood products every day in their treatments.
The Blood Center says these donations stay in your community. They use local donors to help local patients, supplying blood for over 40 area hospitals. Making a donation is a way to help your community directly, 1 pint at a time.
We want to help each other and support each other, and when you have these kind of events and you tell people why it's so important, and they come out of the woodwork to support their fellow man. That hour of your time will give someone else a lifetime.
Reporting in Joplin, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Now at that Boots, Badges, and Bandages blood drive, every donor receives a first responders t-shirt, a Super Splash Day passport worth $45, and they're entered to win a $10,000 dream vacation. You can learn how you can donate on our website. You see it right there, KOAMnewsnow.com. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for a first look at the weather.
And another hot and humid one for us today. And we don't really see any big changes over the next couple days. We may introduce at least a couple chances for rain, but heat, humidity, stick around. Temps into the 90s for afternoon highs. With the humidity, you get the wonderful heat index. It's going to feel about 100 to 105. Better chances, if any of us get rain, is going to be on the Kansas side. Thunderstorms now, central western parts of Kansas. Those are not going to make it here. It stays muggy through the nights. 84 in Joplin, 82 in Pittsburgh. Everybody low to mid 80s. In fact, we still have a heat index right now. It feels like lower 90s across the region, so very sticky. Let me take you through time. We're going to go into the morning hours and then through Thursday. Look at the temps heating up into the mid 90s, but a few thunderstorms may try to sneak in. We'll look at that here in a bit.
All right, we'll catch you in a few. The Carthage R9 Board of Education has announced an expansion to its district. 25 acres of land located east in close proximity to the high school campus will be used as space for the high school's agriculture program. Potential plans include putting in a gravel parking lot, perimeter fencing, crops, essential farming equipment, and an equipment shed. While the school district has no immediate plans for any full-scale development on that land, the district is grateful for the expansion.
The priorities for our school board is not necessarily expansion, but when an opportunity comes along to better the school district, we're obviously going to look into it. So it's an incredible opportunity for our students. They'll be able to just walk outside of their classroom and have access to the grounds where we can keep all of this.
They say the land was sold below market value for $400,000 thanks to the help of Bill and Laura Phelps, who are big supporters of the Carthage School District. Beef prices have increased, they say, due to supply and demand issues. KOAM's Ty Parks has the story with a local cattle rancher.
It's tough. It's very expensive. If you're not in it, it's extremely hard to get in it. Right now, it's so hard to purchase cattle because they're so high. And then once you do get cattle, where are you going to sell them? Are you going to process them and sell them at a farmer's market or at a grocery store, or where are you going to sell them?
According to the weekly market summary released on July 21st, Southwest Missouri steers are selling higher, with the most on heifers under 625 pounds. PM Cooper of Stormy Farms believes today's prices are due to a high demand during COVID.
And they started doing things with their food. And people started looking at grass-fed beef, grass-fed, pasture-raised, all of these different things versus store-bought stuff. And when all that was going on, the market got flooded with animals because everyone was butchering everything they could because they didn't know what was going on with the world.
Now, some years after COVID and a drought in 2022 that caused the prices of hay to increase.
Well, now we're in a position where we're having to raise our cattle back and restock everything because now everybody wants cows, but we don't have any. And since we don't have any, the few that we have, supply and demand, causes the price of beef to go up even more.
With the increase of input costs and with the increase in demand, Sam Cooper is still hopeful for the future.
Never going to leave. I don't care what the money adds up or how it adds up, where it comes out. I'm going to be a farmer for the rest of my days. As long as I can be out here in the grass and the sunshine, this is what I want to do.
Jasper County, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
Some in the industry believe increasing supply will bring down the price in the future. Coming up, AI data centers.
Racks like the ones around me are running 20 times more power than they did before ChatGPT, and they need even more. I'm Lauren Simonetti with Fox Business, and I'm here inside a data center. I will show you what it takes to run the fastest chips in the business. Coming up.
But up first, a growing number of parents say their devices might be hurting their health, relationships, and even their kids. While cell phones obviously have a lot of benefits, some critics say they can also expose us to a host of negative side effects. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says heightened screen time can lead to symptoms of depression and anxiety, especially among teens. But as parents witness the impacts on their kids, it's causing some to want to rethink their own phone habits. Fox News' Kristen Mayo reports.
Smartphones can help keep us informed, but with our heads buried in screens, we could be missing out on critical life moments.
That's really our goal as a company, is to create phone-free spaces.
Cell phones can especially be addicting for children. To help prevent them from being distracted while in school, officials at Yonder have created phone locking pouches.
But also acknowledging that everybody needs boundaries, that there's when you have a smartphone in your hand, of course it's going to solicit your attention.
But according to a recent report from the company, parents with kids between the ages of 8 and 17 are starting to rethink their own relationships with their phones. This after noticing how much time their kids spend on their devices.
My husband and I know, okay, time to dial it back on the phone, because there is a change in the way that they interact with us and with each other. Hey, have you eaten breakfast? No, I haven't eaten breakfast. I haven't brushed my teeth. They haven't done the basic needs because they've been so plugged into that device.
The report found 77% of parents said that they regret not being more present because they were on the phone.
We're really quick to call it out on our kids, but not quick to call it out on ourselves.
Meanwhile, 43% of parents said increased phone use is worsening their mental health.
I think there's a deep hunger in all generations now to be fully immersed in experiences.
And 37% said it's damaging their romantic relationships.
The issue is not just around kids. This is a big societal question. How much do we use phones?
Chris DeMayo, Fox News.
A federal judge has extended an injunction blocking a Republican-backed measure to fund Planned Parenthood clinics for another year. U.S. District Judge Indira Tawani's ruling protects clinics in states where abortion is banned and that received less than $800,000 in Medicaid reimbursements last year. She indicated Planned Parenthood is likely to win its lawsuit, which claims the funding cuts tied to the organization's support for abortion services violate First Amendment rights. Doug is next with a complete look at the forecast, and later, a $600 million expansion is coming to one of the world's busiest data hubs. We're going to go inside the facility powering the internet.
Go to cbco.org, make your appointment to donate blood July 25th.
Indigo Sky Casino. Another hot, another humid day for us today. Quite a bit of sunshine. We did get those puffy cumulus clouds during the afternoon, kind of kept us at, I think our high was 94 compared to 96 that we had yesterday. But we are watching a few thunderstorms out to the west. These aren't going to make it here tonight. It'd be nice to get a little bit of rain, but we are going to have at least some low chances as we go into Thursday night and Friday. All right, let's go through the future. Here's what you need to know over the next couple hours. Here's 6:30 in the morning, mid 70s, few little clouds, but a sticky, muggy start like we've seen over the past couple days. Quick warm up. Here's the noon hour. We're already right around 90, 92 degrees. Let me take you to about 4:30 in the afternoon. This is typically when we see our high temperature for this time of the day. All right, so 94, 95, 96 degrees. You can see a few thunderstorms out toward our west, and a couple of these guys may try to get in. So we're looking southeastern Kansas, the best chances, Eureka, Yates Center, maybe Iola, Chanute, Fredonia. But again, most of these are going to stick just north of the region as we go through tomorrow night into Friday morning. So let's go. When you wake up Friday morning, here's about 7 o'clock in the morning, thunderstorms kind of roaring to our north, especially the Kansas City metro. We heat up again, partly sunny skies, 94, 95, 96 degrees. There could be one or two random guys that try to get going. And then again, our northern counties kind of get skirted as we go into Friday evening. So we got rain around us. It's just going to be hard pressed to get anything to move through the region. So our chances for most of you closer to zero as we go through the next few days. 76 to start, 90 by noon, high temp at 96 on your Thursday. Let's go outside. Great shot. This is our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. You can see a little bit of a breeze out there. We're going to continue to see that over the next couple days. Humidity's high. These are our dew points measuring humidity. When you see them in the 70s during the summer months, makes it feel muggy to soupy across the region. That's why we still have a heat index of 90 to about 93 for us right now. As we go through the overnight hours for us tonight and into tomorrow, those heat indices bounce right back, 100, 102, 103 as we go into tomorrow afternoon. Let me take you into Friday, much of the same. Heat index 100, 102, 103 across the region. So yeah, it's going to feel pretty muggy and sticky over the next few days. But again, that light little breeze sticking around, south wind at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Here's been the problem. See this circulation down here? This is our heat dome. So it keeps all the thunderstorms kind of to our north. It's close. We just need these to shove a little bit farther toward the south into the east. We'll have some better chances for a little bit of rain once we get, especially into late next week. 96 tomorrow, 96 Friday, 96 Saturday, 94 on Sunday. And then we stay in the 90s though. So it's going to stay hot, at least at average or just above for the next 7 to 10 days.
There's varying degrees of hot.
There you go.
Thanks, Doug. Coming up, the latest from the White House.
President Trump inks 3 new trade deals, and the White House says more are in the works. I'm Rebecca Castor with more on who might not make a deal, though, before the August 1st deadline.
Fox Business is getting an inside look at one of Equinix's AI data centers. Hint, it's huge. Lauren Simonetti is at one of their locations in Virginia with what it takes to keep it up and running.
We are in the physical home of the digital world, and the internet runs above me in these yellow trays where 30,000 cables, 4,000 miles of fiber run inside. But this center also powers the newest AI chips.
These are the new GB200 or Grace Blackwell 200 chips.
Grace Blackwell.
The chips are deep inside of these server blades, and you can see on the back exactly why.
I can actually hear it. It's like the sound of compute.
That's right. So you can see here the liquid cooling, the cold water loops coming in, and that's actually flowing then into the cabinets and allowing efficient cooling for the chips. And then you can see it ends up getting piped out after it's heated, takes the hot water and hot liquid away.
And what is all of these? They look like strands of hair.
So inside of this is the incredible networking cable that NVIDIA has designed to be able to link all of their GPUs together and just expand the amount of power they can do by being effectively one gigantic virtual supercomputer.
How much power is right here?
So these 2 cabinets is 240 kilowatts of power.
Which is enough
That's roughly the equivalent of 200 homes.
And they need even more power. So Equinox is opening a new $600 million data center set to open here next year in Ashburn, Virginia. Lauren Simonetti, Fox Business.
Up next, when life gives you lemons, celebrate. It's National Lemon Day, and we're going to take a look at the fruit's long journey through history. Connect to Culture is announcing its 2025-26 season, featuring a mix of national acts and local favorites. The lineup includes 3 series, Curtains Up, Cornell, and Ignite, with performances at the Cornell Complex in Joplin. Organizers say the new season is designed to engage with the community and highlight a range of talent.
Our artists are always just really wonderful. You know, they're great people. We love working with them. A lot of times people are surprised by that, but that's just what you're going to get when you come to a Connect to Culture show. You're going to get a really quality artist. You're going to get your money's worth, and you're going to want to come back.
Get details, including performance dates and ticket prices, on our website, koamnewsnow.com. It's National Lemon Day. Lemons have been around for centuries and are believed to have originated in South Asia. Citron, which is similar to a lemon, was first found apparently in Persia, a garden there near Jerusalem, 2,500 years ago. It then made its way to Rome, where it was used for decoration before reaching the U.S. in the early 1700s in the form of a lemon. Today, the citrus fruit is used in both foods and medicines, can be used as a household cleaner to remove stains and odors, and of course to make your favorite summertime lemonade. That wouldn't be a favorite drink, especially in this heat. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. President Trump calls it the largest trade deal in history, with a massive agreement with Japan. But what's in it, who benefits, and which countries could be next in line? And later, murder mysteries, dark obsessions, and a growing demand for justice. Why are we so hooked on true crime? Coming up.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Dow Quick. What began as a traffic stop turns into a police standoff that tied up traffic on Joplin's busiest street. According to Joplin Police, a patrol officer recognized this man, Mark Treese of Carthage, in the Lowe's parking lot. He had active warrants from Carthage. The officer tried to stop Treese, but he left the lot in his vehicle, ended up parking in the lot of the Pinnacle Bank across Rangeline. Police say Treese initially refused to get out of the truck. That's when officers saw a second person inside that truck. That man also refused to cooperate, they say. Treese got out of the truck after more officers arrived. Officers learned the other man had a gun. Prompted officers to call in JPD's SWAT team. The passenger eventually got out. The truck was, he was taken into custody. He's arrested for resisting arrest and not cooperating with the officer for information. That standoff, of course, now well resolved. Traffic flow has resumed. Authorities filed formal charges against the suspect in a DUI crash that injured a PSU student. The suspect is 39-year-old Jared Query of Fort Scott, Kansas. He's now charged with aggravated battery while driving under the influence. Authorities say this is his third DUI offense. He's also charged with driving while suspended for the second time. Other charges: transportation of liquor in an open container and no proof of vehicle insurance. He's accused in a crash that injured PSU softball player Kendall Forbes in Bourbon County, Kansas, Sunday night. In a social media post, her mother says Kendall is hospitalized in Kansas City and her condition has been improving. A news release from the PSU athletics director, Jim Johnson, says, quote, "The thoughts and prayers of Gorilla Softball and all of Gorilla Nation remain with Kendall and her family during this time. There's been a tremendous outpouring of love and support for Kendall, and we encourage that to continue as we strive for healing and her full recovery." The White House is knocking out more trade agreements, announcing 3 new agreements yesterday, including a massive deal with a major U.S. trading partner. But not every country is surrendering in the president's trade war. Fox's Rebecca Castor has the latest from Washington.
I just signed the largest trade deal in history, I think maybe the largest deal in history, with Japan.
President Donald Trump celebrating a major win Tuesday, a $550 billion trade deal with Japan, which he says will create hundreds of thousands of American jobs.
We worked on it long and hard, and it's a great deal for everybody.
Japan's investment includes plans to buy 100 Boeing planes, more U.S. rice and other agricultural products, and increase defense spending with U.S. firms. The country will also pay a lower 15% reciprocal tariff on its exports. Good news for Japanese automakers and U.S. buyers.
I think Trump is good at bargaining. He has Japan in the palm of his hand and enjoying it.
The president also announced deals with Indonesia and the Philippines Tuesday, and his trade team is sitting down with the EU today as countries race to finalize deals before higher tariffs take effect August 1st.
We're about to announce a rash of trade deals in the coming days, and a lot of these trade deals are going to include substantial investments in the U.S.
But not every country is rushing to make a deal. Canada's prime minister says they're unlikely to get one done before the deadline.
They're complex negotiations, and we'll use all the time that's necessary.
If Canada does not reach a deal by the end of this month, President Trump plans to raise tariffs on Canadian imports to 35%. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Doug is next with a complete look at the forecast ahead.
There is no shortage of true crime podcasts and documentaries covering every type of crime. I'm Caroline Elliott in New York with why the genre has become so wildly popular ahead.
Well, definitely another hot and humid day for us today. Temperatures right back up into the mid-90s for highs. We did get some clouds during the afternoon hours. We do have some thunderstorms to our west that over the past couple days have slowly gotten a little bit closer to us, but we are going to stay dry tonight. Some of us may get a few random storms, mainly our western counties, as we go into Thursday evening and Thursday night. All right, muggy, warm start, mid-70s, 6:30 in the morning, partly cloudy skies, very similar to what we saw today. I think most of us 90, 91-ish by the time we get to the noon hour. As we go into the afternoon, I'm going to stop this at about 4 to 5 p.m. This is roughly our high temperature for the day, typically this time of the year. Do notice there is 1 or 2 random guys in our western counties. Everybody else is going to be dry. Some thunderstorms kind of right along that I-35 corridor could skirt our northern and western counties. But again, most of us will stay dry as we go through Thursday evening, Thursday night, into Friday morning. But thunderstorms ongoing along that I-35 corridor. So from Wichita, Emporia up toward Kansas City, you guys, or those areas, will get some pretty good amounts of rain as we go through the next couple days. Let me take you into Friday afternoon, mid-90s again, a spotty, random shower or thunderstorm. On your Thursday day planner, 90 to start, high temp 96 during the afternoon. Looks pretty good. Great shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. Of course, downtown Joplin, humidity's been up there. Look at our dew points, 70s, which puts us in that soupy range. And why at almost 10 o'clock, we still have a heat index of 90 to about 92. Those heat indices go up again for us tomorrow, 100 upwards to about 105. We'll do it again on Friday as well. At least we get a light little breeze. Occasional gust, 15, maybe 20 miles per hour, which we'll take. All right, so we got high pressure here. So it keeps all the showers and thunderstorms up here. So we're kind of in this blocking zone of not too much going on. As high pressure breaks down a little bit, then we'll start to see at least hopefully a little bit of rain trying to get in here, especially second half of next week. Looking at your weekend, mid-90s on Saturday, very consistent. Mid-90s on Sunday, very consistent, pretty much on the dry side. Maybe a random shower in here Monday, but temperatures stay in the mid-90s. Here's our upper level flow. What's going on upstairs in the atmosphere? You can see our friendly little high pressure area just kind of sitting over us, and it kind of meanders its way a little farther toward the west as we go through next week. Once it gets west of us, we'll start to get some little waves that rotate around it and give us some hit-miss storms starting next Wednesday. All right, 96 on your Thursday, 96 Friday, mid-90s over the weekend. Hot next 10 days.
Hot.
Yeah.
Hot, times 10, I guess. Still ahead, the Pitt State football program received some nationwide attention from a former NFL head coach. We're going to find out who when we return. And one Pittsburgh Little League baseball team is heading to the big stage. Details coming up.
On Monday, the Pitt State football program received some special recognition, being showcased by Super Bowl winning head coach John Gruden on his social media platforms. Since joining Barstool Sports, Gruden has used his platform to showcase football programs from across the country. Different colleges and universities have sent the former head coach boxes full of gear for him to post on social media. Earlier this spring, Gorillas head coach Tom Anthony and vice president of Jock Snitch Sports John Minton worked together to send Gruden a box full of Gorilla gear. On Monday, that box was opened with Gruden highlighting the Pitt State program, mentioning former athletes and coaches, including Sam Pittman, Willie Fritz, and Chuck Broyles. The former Raiders head coach did not forget to highlight that the Gorillas are the winningest program in Division II football history as well. While it's exciting to see the Pitt State program highlighted, Minton and Anthony emphasize how it's not just about football, but more about the Pittsburgh community.
Pittsburgh State is so ingrained in our community here. You know, it's just fantastic to see, and talking great about Pittsburgh State, it's talking great about our community here and our community partners. So it's just fantastic to see us get some recognition on the national level. Because we're very unique at Pittsburgh State. The relationship between the university and its community is second to none anywhere in America. It's just what we have here is just so special, and it's great to see us get some recognition for that.
There's so much pride here, in the gorilla. Right? I mean, we're the only college or university that has a gorilla as a mascot, and people truly do take pride in that. I mean, you drive around the Pittsburgh community, there's gorillas everywhere. Our garbage cans are red and yellow. So there's a ton of pride in that. So to be able to kind of bring that to more of a national stage where we can kind of showcase that was, to me, that was the coolest part, was just the recognition that the university and the community got, when he did that.
As the summer baseball season continues across the country, one Pittsburgh team is a step closer to playing in the Little League World Series. The Pittsburgh 12 and under All-Stars team is heading to Indianapolis for the Little League Midwest Regional Tournament. They punched their ticket by winning the Kansas State tournament, finishing with an undefeated record. With this Pitt squad preparing for new competition, their mentality is shifting as they are now representing something bigger than themselves.
As you go along in these tournaments, like, things get bigger and better, and you go from, representing yourself and your family to in league, then you represent your city in Pittsburgh, and then now we get to represent our state at Kansas, and honestly, we couldn't be more proud of the stages that we've gone through, and proud of the team that we have and the way that we've represented each one of us. Each one of those things, your family, yourself, and your city and your state, those are all things that we take very seriously and we love to death.
After being at just one practice, the excitement is contagious as the All-Stars get ready to hit the road for Indianapolis next week. Both the players and coaches are ready to showcase their talents on the biggest stage.
I'm really excited to go play in a new place and play with my team and some more baseball, face new pitchers. It's also a little nerve-wracking because the whole state of Kansas is watching us play.
It's all you can really think about right now, I never thought I'd be thinking about baseball this much again in my life until I started coaching these kids again. And they're a really, really good group of kids, and they're really anxious to go play. So it's honestly kind of hard because we've been practicing, and you got to go to work, and all you can think about is going up and playing your game and trying to put your best foot forward. So we're ready to go.
How about the Pittsburgh All-Stars? They are 4 wins away from being in the Little League World Series.
And those young men are going to remember this for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely. They get to trade pins, meet so many different players from different parts of the country. It's going to be exciting for them.
Yeah, one way or the other, it's going to be a happy ending. Let's just hope it ends with a victory.
Yep.
We'll be right back. This was sentencing day for Brian Kohberger. People across the country watched closely as he was sentenced to life in prison for the murders of 4 Idaho college students. This high-profile trial is just one of many capturing national attention as America's fascination with true crime continues to grow. Fox's Carolyn Elliott has a closer look at our growing obsession with true crime.
Whether it's Brian Kohberger,
Guilty.
the Murdaugh murders,
Verdict, guilty.
or the Manson family, there's no shortage of true crime content to consume.
True crime is massively popular, and we see it across all kinds of media platforms.
Ingrid Johnson's class on our true crime obsession is in high demand at Virginia Tech. Although there's no definitive answer, she says there are several factors driving the genre's popularity.
We have this curiosity as humans, and so we are interested in things that don't necessarily make sense to us. The other part of it is that we like to see justice being served when people are harmed or killed.
Johnson adds,
a large percentage of the people who consume true crime are women. And so one theory is that there is this idea of if you consume this type of media or this genre, that you might be better prepared to respond to situations that you find yourself in.
Despite the tidal wave of books, documentaries, and podcasts, this is not a modern fascination, going all the way back to cases like Jack the Ripper and the Lizzie Borden trial.
People have always been fascinated by crime and why people do the things that they do and what motivates them and how does someone get to that point.
This morbid fascination isn't new. Like, we used to go to public hangings not that long ago. Technology changes, but people stay the same.
That intrigue is why Hannah McGuire and Suruthi Bala started the popular true crime podcast Red Handed, saying people tune into these types of tales not only because of curiosity about extreme behaviors and justice, but also fear.
As human beings, over millions and millions of years of evolution, we're hardwired to feel fear. And you can just open up your laptop or listen to a podcast like ours, feel that fear, but from a safe distance.
People are also tuning in hoping to get into the mind of a monster.
You will just get hours worth of content every single day, analyzing every move he made, every word he said, every action he took. And I think it's just so easy to be swept up in that.
But Professor Johnson says one of the greatest criticisms is that there isn't enough focus on the victims. In New York, Caroline Elliott, Fox News.
Up next, Broadway goes upside down. Prince hits the big screen, and global citizens unite with Shakira and The Weeknd. We have your first look inside the Hollywood nation. From Stranger Things on stage to Prince on the big screen and The Weeknd rocking Central Park. Fox's Anna Eliopoulos has the latest in today's Hollywood Nation.
Something sinister is going on.
Broadway gets stranger, Prince plays in IMAX, and A-listers unite for a good cause in the Hollywood Nation.
You guys ready?
This is something very different.
The 2025 Global Citizen Festival has revealed its star-studded lineup. Headliners The Weeknd and Shakira are set to perform, along with Tyla, Ira Starr, and Mariah the Scientist. Hugh Jackman will host the annual celebration happening September 27th on the Great Lawn in New York's Central Park. The festival will support causes like energy access in Africa, education for 30,000 children globally, Amazon rainforest protection, and citywide volunteer efforts. The Purple One is heading to the big screen. Prince's 1987 concert film Sign of the Times will play exclusively in IMAX theaters worldwide for a limited run starting August 29th. Directed by and starring the late pop legend, the classic movie features performances with his band, including drummer Sheila E. It captures Prince at his peak, performing iconic hits like If I Was Your Girlfriend and his duet with Sheena Easton, You Got the Look.
Welcome to Hawkins.
Stranger Things takes center stage in today's first looks. The trailer for Stranger Things The First Shadow has dropped, giving fans a glimpse of the Tony Award-winning prequel play now at the Marquee Theater on Broadway. Based on the hit Netflix series, the story follows a young Henry Creel in 1959, long before he becomes the villainous Vecna. The first half of Stranger Things' fifth and final season premieres November 26th.
What if it's a miracle?
Anna Eliopoulos, Fox News.
And that's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with video of a liger cub born in a Romanian zoo. Let's make it a great tomorrow.